Здравствуйте, подписчики и зрители моего канала, с вами Ксения, и мы продолжаем играть Bound by Flame. Сейчас мы в деревню заходим и будем смотреть, что у нас там произошло. Нам обещали атаку армии мертвецов. Да. Да. Так, а ну прочь.
Fuck me, Vulcan. Where were you? We were up to our necks in it. They're everywhere. We're holding this gate, but I think the others have been overrun.
You know where the captain is?
Ох, глазки
He headed for the
какие.
center of the village. Sounded like it wasn't going well over there. You should go and
Да,
help
сейчас
him.
пойду помогу. Что с вами грешными поделаешь-то? Только вкусняшки подберу. Посмотрим, что тут вообще как, чего. Ага, оборона деревни вот с этой стороны. Да, конечно, сейчас мы все делаем. Ну. Какая сволочь меня стреляет. А ну иди сюда. Ух, несколько, ничего себе. Подарочек бы. Сюда. Так. Подбираем все вкусняшечки. Дальше пойдем. Так, стоп. Что у нас здесь? Почему? Что у нас наверху? Похоронный. Не-не-не, нам надо оборону деревни вначале. Опа, тихо. Сначала оборона деревни. Бежим. Да активнее, ты, блин, женщина. Отвали! Отвали от часового! Говорят, отвали, скотина! Вот так вот тебе! Так, хорошо, защитили, отлично. А ты чё, парень, умер? Эх. Очень-очень жаль, конечно. Ты был недостаточно, к сожалению, готов к этому сражению. Так, оборона деревни. Так, стоп. Куда делась оборона деревни-то? Давайте сейчас посмотрим, что там у нас по квесту. Так. Тихо. Оборона деревни. Защитите восточную баррикаду. Где у нас восточная баррикада? Надо сюда.
The prince is on the move again, and he's not wasting any time.
The puppet he confronts is not like the others.
It's more likely to be the puppet master. He looks like a Deadwalker general. He's probably leading the assault on Valvanor.
All of this power he animates with, it belongs to me. It was stolen and twisted by your miserable magicians. It is time to take back what is mine by right.
If you're planning to take care of him like all the others, sounds good to me. Prince Arundel won't last long facing that kind of monster.
He is using more power than thou wilt allow me to deploy.
I can take care of myself. And here's my plan. I'm gonna come at him with everything I've got. Killing their general is gonna screw up our enemies.
Я представляю, как стоит такой чувак, разговаривает сам с собой, а там кого-то убивают. Так. Во-первых, на... Оу, нет. Ой-ой-ой-ой. Ой-ой-ой. Ёшечки, ой-ой. Знаете что, месье? Я вам так скажу. Вы делаете мне очень-очень... Вау, тихо! Ой-ой. Не-не-не-не-не-не. Никого нет дома. Застань его еще раз. Ой-ой, ой-ой. Сволочь негодяйская. Подъем, 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 подъем. Тихо. Тихо, тихо, тихо. Так, а ну, заряди его. Мужик, взгляни в глаза мои суровые. Взгляни, быть может, в последний раз. Оу! Не-не-не-не-не, я передумала для последнего раза. Так, теперь надо... Так, спокойненько. Держим себя в руках. Валим. Валим. У нас очень... Бляха-муха. Ген. Тихо! Скотина такая. Тихо. Подожди. Давай не будем спешить. Вау. Да черт тебя дери, блин. У нас просто пониженная защита от холода. Сволочь. Ладно, сейчас тебе моя мана. Как тебе вот это? Лови, косат. Что ты что, промах? Вау! Так, подождите, месье. Лови. Ой-ой, бежим! Бежим! Заморозка сраная. Не-не-не-не-не-не! Так, сейчас еще мана. Так, женщина, давай, блин, помогай. Этот хрыч меня уже задрал. Тихо. Ух! Это было больно. Еще. Не трогай женщину. О, замечательно вообще. Просто отлично. Так, чтобы понимал. Очень хорошо.
That was one tough undead son of a bitch. But it won't be commanding anyone now. Without their general, the dead walkers should leave us alone for a while. But they'll reorganize, so we can't stay here.
You're right, mercenary. Let's use the time to leave. It's now or never if we're going to get to Karabthas. My father and the armies of the Free Nations should be there. If we hurry, we may be able to participate in the mother of all battles and finally push back the Ice Lords.
If thou dost throw thyself in this battle, the only thing that thou wouldst find is thy death, and the only chance thou hast for saving this world will disappear with thee. Their armies will not win. He knows this, but that is not what motivates him. He is seeking his father's approval. He wants to buy the crown by delivering us to his king. He believes we are at his command. But he is mistaken. I only serve and live for the World Heart. Thy elven city is closer, I can feel it. Forget these suicidal battles. If thou join with them, thy so-called friends will end up turning against thee out of fear or envy.
Так. Ну, Рэндвелла сомневаюсь, Эдвин тем более. Так, с этим товарищем мы мало общались. Капитан тоже. В принципе, я бы ни один из этих вариантов бы не выбрала, потому что сказать наверняка, у них у каждого свои мотивы. Ну, давайте капитана скажем. Скажет бла-бла-бла, наемник.
Dost thou believe it is reciprocal? Thy captain sees money and the survival of his precious company first. He has no vital need for thee, and that would always be one share less. Thou hast no more choice. Thou must hasten to the World Heart and purify it. It is thine only chance. Do combat there, and if thou art not slain, at least one of thy companions, if not all of them, will betray thee to try and control or study the power I bring thee.
Vulcan? Vulcan? You were far away. Is it the demon? He was talking to you, wasn't he?
Yeah. Not that he has much to say.
You have to make a decision soon. Will you join us in the battle at Karalthas?
I don't know yet.
I understand. It's been a long day. I'll let you think it over for a while. Let me know when you've made a decision.
Ого! А почему я не апнулась? А почему... Стоять бояться. Почему эта восточная баррикада не защищена? Что за фигня? Сафари Севил, ну понятно, да. Так не было отмечено, блинские. Ах уж эти все люди. Так, даже не знаю. Давайте поговорим вначале с Севилла, что мне скажет интересно.
Arundel wants me to go with him to Karalthas. What do you think?
You should go with him. Karalthas is our only hope for now,
начнем с тех,
and the prince seems like
кому я
a good
больше
man.
доверяю.
We would be safer there. Both the human and elven armies are gathered there, and I believe you may find some answers there also. The elven sages are some of the wisest people on Vertial. If anyone can figure out what has happened to you, they can.
It's pretty obvious what happened to me. A demon has somehow gotten into my head, and now I gotta live with it.
And this does not worry you?
Я вижу только одно. Я стала сильнее.
All I know is, I'm a lot stronger since this demon possessed me.
For now, all you seem to care about are these newfound powers, this presence that makes you feel stronger. But what will happen if it also grows stronger? Have you noticed how much you have already
Я
changed?
сама позволила.
I fear that soon there will be little left of Vulcan. In any case, you must find out more about this thing. You must go to Karalthas so they can examine you. I believe you must find a way to control this thing, or even rid yourself of it before it's too late.
Так, теперь можно с Рэндвеллом поговорить.
Prince Arundel is asking us to join up with his forces in Karalthas to fight the Deadwalker army. What do you think?
For years now, the Knight has fought in many battles and with many different armies. The generals, the kings, and the chiefs of those armies were usually ready to sacrifice the lives of their men with no remorse in order to win. If the mercenary goes to Karalthas, this prince will use her for his own purposes and sacrifice her if needs be. He cares for nothing beyond his own safety, and if he is faced with the Ice Lords, he would turn and flee, as did his brothers before him. The knight is weary of these doubts and petty thoughts. He wishes to return to the attack and strike the Ice Lords at their very hearts. If he was in the mercenaries' place, he would listen to the demon and follow its plan. And he would like to know that he would not stand alone in this final battle.
Ну, короче, ты за демона, я поняла. Так, шеф.
We're gonna be able to break camp soon. Where is our next objective?
For now, we're going to stick with the Red Scribes. They haven't paid us yet, and they won't until we reach Carolthas. In any case, that's where we're headed. I sent Wolf on ahead of us a few weeks ago to see if he could find fresh volunteers for us, but I don't think there's much hope of that. This war is looking worse and worse for us. In 10 years fighting, the Deadwalkers haven't lost a single battle. I suppose we could hide for a while. But considering what's left of Vertiel, that would be like hiding in a pile of ashes. We have to come up with some alternatives. And for now, I can only think of one. The demon. For the moment, it's the only card we have left to play.
Thy captain is less stubborn than thee. Methinks I should perhaps have chosen him as a vessel.
Это верно.
She is the best weapon we have. Since she's been with me, we've beaten a Juggernaut and a Deadwalker general. She could be the thing that changes the course of this war for us.
I never know if it's you or it that's talking to me. But I feel like we have the same goals. So let's go to Carolthas. We'll link up with our brothers in arms and try to find a way to access the World Heart. I'm not going to pretend this is the best plan I've ever made. To tell you the truth, it's not even a plan. But I guess we're going to have to defer to this demon.
Да. Ну, вот этот товарищ, я уверена, будет, конечно же, за своего принца, потому мы поговорим с
Do you
этим.
think we ought to follow the prince to Carolthas?
If you want to get to the World Heart, we'll need to go by there. But the prince's company seems both unnecessary and dangerous. Believe me, I know his type all too well. Invested with a mission, he is soon overwhelmed by, probably named by some obscure prophecy. In the name of his family, or because of an idealized vision of his future duties as sovereign, he will give his all. In other words, all his imbecility. Chasing after glory and honor, unprepared and unprotected, he will only lead us to disaster.
Seeing the shit we're in, I don't think he's doing it just for the glory. He's got an interest in having everybody survive.
And in making it look like everyone has survived entirely due to his talents, and not those of a mercenary who can produce flames and defeat a general of the Deadwalkers. Do you really believe he wants you around just because he enjoys your company? Not to mention the increasing threat implied by our friends dressed all in red.
Я не
What do you
доверяю
suggest we do?
принцу, я вот даже ей больше
When we
доверяю,
get to
чем принцу. Я
Carolthas, we
бы
better
вообще
give
свою
them the
дорогу
slip
выбрала,
and
в
head to
принципе.
Blackfrost's domain.
Why should
Ну,
we go down
можно
there?
пойти под его, конечно,
Because those
знаменем,
lands are positioned
там,
quite
разведать
close to the
обстановку,
city of
узнать,
the
что
elves,
чего как.
and like all the
Ну, пойти
lands of the
своей
Ice
дорогой.
Lords, it's a point of entry into the World Heart.
Мне вообще только с демоном как бы хорошо. Так, ну... Что ты мне скажешь, чувак?
What do you intend to do now? Can't stay here.
I have to talk things over with the other members of my order. But we planned on going to Carolthas. And I think that is still the best idea. Everything that is left of the human and elf armies is there. If we join forces, we should be strong enough to hold out against the Deadwalkers. The contract with your company only ends once there, anyway. And I doubt your captain wants to break it. What's more, it might be an excellent opportunity to learn more about your guest. The elven sages are famous, and their library holds many reference books. And I suggest, until we should learn more,
Да, уже
that you
Кэп
neither
намекает,
listen
что
to
нам
it
еще
nor
придется книжки
obey it.
доставать.
I think it's lying to you, manipulating you, and that it has other goals than just our survival.
Ну, в принципе, ясно. чё
There you
такое.
are, at last. So, have you made your decision?
Ну, да,
I will
пошли.
fight with you at Carolthas. Your army may be our only chance of victory.
Idiot. Thou hast sentenced thyself to death.
Расслабься, мужик, я все продумала. Блин, что за походка? Понимаешь, мужики так ходят, бабы-то зачем так ходить? Где-то в ином месте.
And now?
And now, we will go with the others. To Carolthas, to swell our ranks, combine our forces, and face the Deadwalker army on equal terms.
Equal terms. Because thou hast slain a vassal far from his master, do not presume too much upon his body. We draw close to the domain of one of these necromancers. Faced with his power, 1,000 soldiers more or less would make no difference. We draw close to the domain of one of these necromancers. Faced with his power, 1,000 soldiers more or less would make no difference. The power to slay this vermin lies within us. But it cannot be used from such a weak vessel, nor can it even be protected from those who covet it.
I am more and more powerful.
Yet still not powerful enough. And the city is of no interest. The necromancer will lay waste to it with a wave of his hand. While he tarries, we must make haste to reach his palace.
You said that I lack the power. I will not throw myself into the wolf's jaws.
When thou returnest to the world heart, none will stand before us. Thou wouldst already possess the power to destroy this sorcerer and his like, if thou hadst but allowed the evolution of this useless body. Look upon thyself, thou art duped.
Vulcan, have you seen something?
They use thee.
Опять приход, короче, был.
Coming, Vulcan? Your captain will be wondering where we are.
Huh? Yeah, of course. Let's go.
Обожаю зиму. Снег, льды.
There you are, sire. Right. Change of plan. Seeing how cold it is, it will come as no surprise to you to learn that the Deadwalkers have already been here. They're still close.
We must rejoin my father's army as swiftly as we may.
I think we already found them. Take a look around us.
There are survivors. Apparently they are camped not far from here. This soldier will lead us to them.
Prince Arundel, my lord, can it be you?
Soldier, what happened here? Is the king with you?
The Deadwalkers took us by surprise. The cold and the ice. We stood no chance. Almost all of the city has been invaded by the ice.
My father! Where is the king?
I know not, your highness. But a few of us were able to escape. Lord Commander Valen has built a camp close by the city.
Valen is here. Take us to his camp.
By your leave. Follow me, my lord.
Да, не все так гладко, как планировалось, так всегда.
My prince, we had lost all hope of seeing you return safe. We have no word from Bastion.
Bastion is lost, Valen. We came into this war too late. The General of the Alliance gave his life that I should escape with Relmar.
The deserter. What business did he have at Bastion?
The deserter was fighting, while you and your wondrous army waited, warm and safe, sat upon their asses. I hope the result is pleasing to you, Valen.
Silence, both of you. Relmar saved my life, Valen. For now, you will consider him pardoned.
By your will, my lord. And I see that you are escorted by the freeborn blades.
In truth, they are escorting the Red Scribes, but their presence is our good fortune. They have already once put the dead walkers to rout in the marshes. This woman slew one of their generals before my very eyes. I will tell you more of this later. Now I must speak with my father. Where is he?
No one knows, my prince. The king was still in the royal palace when the river Estelduin fell upon the city.
The river? What happened?
'Twas like a great wave that froze all that it touched. We had seen the approach of the Deadwalkers' vanguard 4 days before, and we had raised Caroltas's defenses in preparation. Not even the sight of 10 juggernauts would have feared us, but we never dreamt that an Ice Lord would come to lead the assault himself. He walked calmly to within an arrow's flight of the gates, never once speaking. And then the river rose up from its bed to form a gigantic cloud that hung up over Caroltas. We understood our peril too late. Near all of our soldiers stood atop the ramparts or in the streets when the ice cloud fell. All were frozen where they stood. That was his signal to launch their assault, but we were already vanquished. We fought to cover our retreat.
We must find the king!
I know, my prince, but every entry to the city is guarded, and we cannot risk being discovered.
It is clear we will not travel 200 paces if we do not first slay the sentinels close to the encampment. Only then will we be able to attempt to enter the city and save your father.
I'll go find your king for you.
Vulcan, did you hear me ask for volunteers? Our mission is over. The Red Scribes have screwed up from start to end, but they're in the hands of the Elven army now.
Cap, since we're here, we may as well make ourselves useful, huh? We've got to get inside those walls if we want to know what happened to Wolf and the other blades we left here.
Ah, Vulcan. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
That is why I shall go with her. I grew up in this city. We shall help one another.
My prince, you know well it is my duty to object to you taking such a risk.
And you also know that your objections will change nothing. No man here knows the palace better than I. If my father is within, I will find him.
By your word, sire. But I fear most what other things you may find. I can but put my trust in your newfound champion to watch over your highness.
Don't forget, you'll have to deal with those sentinels before you try anything else, Vulcan. Meanwhile, the lads will set up camp near the south gate.
Understood, Captain.
О, наконец-то у нас уровень. Так, ну, можно посмотреть, что мы можем прокачать. Даже не знаю. Все такое клевое. Ну, давайте прокачаем вот это вот. Добьем уже так отчасти клинок, которым мы все-таки порой да пользуемся. Так, а здесь у нас что? Ага. Вот это б я приобрела. И это тоже хорошая штука. Ну, тогда соберем еще очков. Нам бы кузнеца найти, но... А сейчас, я думаю, пора уже заканчивать серию. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Если вам она понравилась, ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на мой канал. До скорых встреч!